Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of With a Side of Hustle. Happy to have you here. This is a chance for me to sit down with some friends and colleagues, talk about small business or projects, help them tell their story, and of course, expand their network and community. So if you love travel, if you love wine, and if you love all the accoutrement that goes with traveling and wine, then don't miss this episode. My very good friend, Miss Celia Smith, has joined us today. Celia, how are you, my dear?
Hi, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Thank you very much. Thank you for
You're
having me on your
very
show.
welcome. Thank you for joining me today. We'll get into all the business stuff here in a second, but of course, with the unprecedented times we are in, I want to know, how are you? Everything going all right?
Yes, everything is good. I am not afraid. I actually believe I got the virus back in November.
Really?
So, yes. So I just have this sense of kind of like, I really do that I had. So I'm not afraid,
Good.
for me
Status
personally.
quo, you're even keel, everything is going well for you.
Yeah, just
So,
working through.
yeah, so we met about 3 years or so ago. I was working at Travel Planners International. You are one of their travel agents. That's their host. They're a host agency for travel agents. You are one of their agents. We'll get into that in a second. But first and foremost, how did you get into travel in the first place? I feel like it's such a niche. You have to have such a love for planning other people's vacations that it's always been a very strange profession to me. So let's go deep into travel.
So deep into travel. So I am a lover of travel.
Sure.
I religiously had 3 to 4 vacations a year. One big one, like one whole week one, and then I would have little weekend ones. And I'd have a trip with at the time, my ex-husband, with my kids. I would do a girls' trip. I would do one with my whole family, meaning extended, like my dad and my stepmom and my sister and nephews and my grandma, and I would do a little like week-long weekend. And so I was consistently planning trips all year long, to where friends and family would call me, help me with this. How do you do this? How do you, so I started to help them plan their trips. And one day I was at a conference for another side hustle that I had, and I met a lady and we were talking, and she goes, oh, I like this, but I actually sell travel too. And I go, really? You're a travel agent? You work for a travel agent? She goes, no, I'm an independent contractor. And I go, I plan all the trips for my family and myself. She goes, oh, so you do all the work and somebody else gets the commission. And I was like,
wait a second.
Yes, it blew my mind. I'm like, what are you saying? She gave me her card. I lost her card. I could never get that out of my mind. Independent contractor, travel agent, And so I started to do a lot of research, and it took me about a year because I didn't want to get it wrong. And it took me about a year, almost 2 years, I'm going to say, before I was comfortable, and I signed up with TPI and had all my ducks in a row and signed up, went and did some training, opened the Pandora's box that I didn't know. But I just loved it so much and was so happy doing it, and found myself miserable doing my day job, my corporate, well-compensated job with benefits. And I just said, I'm out of here. It's time for me to do what I want to do. And I quit.
And that's sort of the epitome of like what I wanted this show to be, was all those people that literally took a side hustle, something that they loved, were passionate about, and made that their primary focus, or even still just on the side. There's plenty of folks out there that still go, oh, no, I like having my corporate 9 to 5, well compensated, but I also like this extra thing over here. What was the most difficult part about starting your own travel agency?
The most difficult thing is getting clients.
Yeah.
Because my biggest competition is the internet. It's not even other travel agencies. My biggest competition is the internet, and competing with these really cutthroat prices that give you, good deal, but zero service. But that's what, people, for some reason, when somebody gets a good deal, it makes them happy. And then no matter what kind of product they end up with, they don't care because they got a good deal. So my biggest challenge is trying to change the mindset of, the clients that I start to acquire, in letting them know you're already paying thousands of dollars or hundreds of dollars for something. Why not pay $10 more for the upgrade, for the better experience? You're already paying the money. you
Wow.
know, and for customer service. And so it's been challenging, but I've been little by little, one by one.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and that's the big piece of it, is that you're the branch, right? You're the extra customer service that they're not getting when they're just doing it themselves. Do you feel that when someone goes through you, that they're sort of trading time for money in a certain sense, where they can just go, this is what I want, and you go take care of it while they get to go and do their own thing?
Yeah, you're getting pretty much kind of like a concierge service. You're telling me, and I'm trying to fit you based on what I know about you, based on what you want, what I know about you, and what your budget is, and trying to find you the best value.
Sure.
Not the best price, but the best value. And that's something that I have to explain to, and something that I had to learn, you know, that value is different than, you know, cheap or
Mm-hmm.
expensive. You
Sure.
know, value is something totally different.
Yeah, that's that. Again, to like when I was working there as well, I learned a lot about the travel industry that I was unaware of and didn't know about. In fact, I didn't even know travel agents were still a thing back when I started with TPI 3 years
Not
ago.
the only one.
Yeah, right. Not the only one. And that's another great thing is now getting the word out now. And I feel like coming out of this time, people are going to start turning back to travel agents again because they're going to have the most accurate information about travel. Have you already had people reach out to you to say, what do you know and what happens next?
Yes. So I've had my clients, you know, thankfully all of them, you know, they just, I had to contact, say, you know what, you're not going to be able to do this anymore. Yeah, I understand. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel. We're going to see what's going on with the refunds.
Mhm.
And then they're like, okay, I trust you. And I took care of it.
Yeah.
People that didn't book through a travel agency, we're trying to get through to Expedia. We're trying to get through to Costco.
Yeah.
Hold times for Costco, answering service, whatever, you know, their call center, 7 hours.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And then I had some people reach out to me and say, I'll never do this again. I'm just going to call you next time. You know, like they really regretted it, you know, that they didn't just call me to begin with. So
it's not the greatest way to get clients, but it's a way to
know.
get clients. I suppose every avenue is a better avenue.
Yeah.
How have you, again, client wise, prior to this, where did you find your most of your clientele come from? Where did is a lot of word of mouth?
So I started with word of mouth. You know, my ex-coworkers, different colleagues that I had been with before. I just started calling people, letting them know. People, you know, in the job that I did, I worked with a lot of accounts. You know, I did corporate collections. So a lot of other business owners that have been dealing with me directly for so many years, and all of a sudden wanted to know where I had gone to.
Oh, yeah.
You know, were reaching out to me, and I said, no, I started my own business. I started my own travel agency, and they were like, what? And I was like, yeah. So I started to get little referrals from people that I knew directly that would tell people about me. So I started to get, you know, here and there. It's very slow coming. It was really hard. You know, it was really hard, very slow coming. So I had to get strategic and I had to get creative. And so I discovered another company, which is now my side hustle.
Yeah.
Well, actually, right now it's probably my main hustle because it's not pretty good.
Yeah.
But what I did is I discovered a wine company that they do direct sales with a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Every sale made, you know, portion of the proceeds goes back to a charitable cause. And so through this company, you know, people can have wine tastings. So they, you know, I can have a wine tasting for them. They buy the wine, they buy a kit, what's called a hosting kit. It's about $100 and they get 6 bottles of wine. And then they set up a little party, invite other couples, or it could be girls, like a brunch, or just, you know, and then I sample the wine, talk about the company and try to sell them the wine. And then, you know, there's a donation that goes back to a charity that they pick. So it's really nice. I really like the idea of it. But the reason why I said, I'm going to do this was because
you're a little sneaky, didn't you? You're a little sneaky on this
I was
part.
like, wine. It's because I discovered in all of my travels, in my personal travels, is that most wine drinkers are foodies. They're very particular about what they like, and therefore they're very particular about their food, and they enjoy good food, and they enjoy trying new food and tasting and pairing. If you really are a wine drinker, you typically tend to be a foodie, and most foodies tend to be travelers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
totally.
want to go try the Mediterranean cuisine. They want to go to Costa Rica and have their typical casado. They want to go to, Puerto Rico and have the arroz con gandules, whatever they call, like when they go somewhere, they want to try that food. So I thought, well, I can do these wine tastings, and then kind of, because anytime, if you've ever been to some kind of demonstration where somebody's selling some product, like whether it be Mary Kay or Avon or Tupperware or Pampered Chef, there's all these direct sales companies.
Yep.
But I've been to many of them, and the lady that always comes and presents the product and everything, she always gets asked at least once or twice, so do you do this full time, or what else do you do? Because of course they're always trying to extend the opportunity to other guests. So because I know that gets asked, I thought, well, I can do the wine.
And
it
really is a great mixture too, because you get to present the wine that's from a certain region and go, well, in this region, if you've ever wanted to go, I might know someone that can help you get there, right? Like it makes complete sense.
By the way.
Exactly, yeah, all the cards. And it's great that I love, you're definitely one of those people that has those nine side hustles that really do funnel each other, though. They're helpful within themselves of getting each business going. But we're going to go back to the direct salesness of it in a second. But do you have a love of wine? Is that where it came from, or was it just a strictly strategic move to go to the wine?
No, I do enjoy a good glass of wine. I actually enjoy my drinks, but I've gotten really picky with my drinks. Like I won't have, and I'm not bougie at all, even though I might look like it right now.
I'm gonna say you look pretty bougie right now, but
I know, but you know what? I've got a reason, but I'm not.
Talk about that bougie in a second, but go on.
There's a couple of things that I don't ever go cheap on. My drinks and my sheets, and that's why I will upgrade to a nicer hotel whenever I can, because I want good sheets. I want to sleep comfortably. I want to feel rested for my vacation, and I want my good drinks.
Sure.
I just like, life is too short. Pay the extra $1 for the top shelf, or $2, then getting the well vodka, get the good stuff. So same with wine, I know what I don't like, and I like to discover what I like. And every time I try a wine, if I like it, it's very, I enjoy it so much. So
and it kind of, that lends itself back to what you're saying before versus price versus value. Just because there's a certain number attached to it doesn't mean you're getting what you deserve out of that number. And I think that's a great mentality to have, especially with wine, because you can get $2, you can get boxed wine for $5, or you can get a solid bottle, an Italian bottle for 30, and enjoy it just as much, in a different capacity, of course.
Right.
So it's one Hope, correct? Is that the wine?
Yes, the wine company is One Hope.
Excellent. Give me a little bit background about One Hope. What's their story?
So One Hope is a company rooted in purpose. They're a direct sales wine company. They're out of Napa.
Okay.
The winemaker is actually Robert Mondavi Jr. I think he's So what happened was one of the founders used to sell wine, work for a winery, and so they had to stock the shelves, and distribute the wine. And what he said, what he noticed was that in October he didn't have that much shelf space, because all the bottles were pink. Everybody was selling their October, which is breast cancer awareness, and everybody was attaching a pink label to all of their stuff, because they were giving back some of the proceeds to the breast cancer, awareness funds and all of, for that campaign. And it was in October. And so he's like, okay, but why only in October, and why only breast cancer? So him and a couple of friends got together, put their money together, bought a few cases of wine, stuck a label on it, and went to like a market and started selling, with the concept being that they were going to give 50% of the proceeds back to a charity all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
And so that's how One Home got started. And now they've gotten really good at, each bottle has a designated charity. For example, this red blend helps reunite veterans with a sense of purpose through disaster relief. So that's the charitable cause that proceeds go to that. All of the sparkling, all of the brutes go to funds healthy meals to end hunger. All of the Cabernets go towards Bottle helps fund ABA therapy for children with autism.
Okay.
The Pinot Noirs goes towards pet adoptions.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's one for everything. But aside from that, then you can have an event. You can buy wine if you get on one of the subscriptions, and if you order more than 500 a year. So if you order a few cases a year, they actually will. You get 10% back to go to charity that you pick.
Oh,
So
wow.
part of your wine drinking can be tax deductible. So
Look at that. All the things.
Yeah, I know.
Who knew all the things are possible through wine? That's
yeah. And so what I tell people is, if you're going to drink it anyway, call me so I can tell you how you can make this a good thing.
So we're gonna combine the wine and the travel for a hot second. Where have you been that you have had the best wine?
So I did a tour of Tuscany, and I had the Chianti from the Tuscany region, and there wasn't a bad Chianti that I had when I was out there.
I agree with you completely. I got to go to Florence about 6 years ago and spent some time and did one of those tours that, it was like a 2-hour tour, and I went everywhere. And I was like, man, we had lunch on a vineyard, and I was like, I can just stay here. Like, I don't even need to go anywhere. This is fantastic. All I need is a wine glass and a hat. And this is my segue into the next portion of your side hustling. When you came on, I was like, look at you and your fancy hat inside your house. What's all that about? And then I kind of been noticing through your Facebook that you got the wine, you got the travel, but we got new apparel as well. You have new travel-based boutique. Is that the best description I can give it?
Yeah, I'm calling it my travel boutique because so 3 years ago, I started One Life Travel. One Life Travel is my travel company. Okay. It's with the number one, not spelled out. And then One Hope it has a 1 too. So I just noticed that. So One Life Travel. I know. One Life Travel sells One Life Hope. And so I work out of home or anywhere that I have internet access, right? I do everything online for my clients. I email docs. I have a really cool app that they have everything at their fingertips, and then I meet with my clients sometimes. Sometimes I don't, we do everything, and but this year, because of people asking me, lots of people, hey, can I come to your office, or where's your office, or me and my wife want to come, or where can we meet you? And I've been, I did have a membership to a co-share where I could go and use the conference room, or I'd be meeting people at Starbucks or the corner bakery. But
classic meeting places, sure.
Yeah, it's loud and the acoustics, and and so I started to think, well, maybe I should open a little brick and mortar travel agency. There aren't very many in town. I think maybe 4 in my whole town. So I thought maybe I should just get a little office, but I'm like, but I'm not, if I'm not really that busy, what am I going to do? Just sit there. So I thought, well, I can sample the wine. I'm not allowed to sell it, because I don't have a liquor license. This is dirt, but I can sample it all day long. And I'm like, well, I always wanted to have a boutique, because every time I always want something cool when I go. So I thought, well, maybe I can have some items to sell. And so what happened was I bought a luggage, a little set that I travel with. And every time I'm going through the airport, every time I'm going through the airport with this thing, I get stopped. Oh my gosh, that is so cute. Here's the carry-on.
Okay.
So it's a little set,
Yeah.
And I love it. It's well made. And I know, I've gotten stopped so many times, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's this brand. And then I'm like, man, why could I say, yeah, I sell it on my boutique, go to my website, Yep. So I ended up stalking the company and sending emails, and, I want to be a wholesaler. Can I sell your product? What do I have to do? And finally they got in touch and they said, okay, we will sell to you wholesale. Because I said, I have a travel agency and I want to have a little travel boutique. I want to incorporate that. And I want to sell some nice luggage that I love, that I enjoy. And people are always asking me. So, and they have really cute pet carriers too. So, so I started with that. And then I thought luggage and hats, but the clothing, and I was starting to shop for a nice clothing wholesaler that had good quality, wasn't too expensive, that had, fresh, because a boutique has to be fresh, and they had really great leggings And I just, everything that I was imagining in my mind, I stumbled upon through another Facebook sales event that I was invited to. This girl was selling this clothing from Hello Pink. And I started to see, and so I went on, and it's actually a direct sales too. They're based out of Michigan, started by a couple of ladies that started to put their items online. And so I can buy it at my discount, sell it at retail, or I can direct my clients to go directly to my website and get it shipped to them at retail. So either way, I loved it, because I can't open a store right now because of the circumstances. I can't have my boutique. So it's still in my imagination.
Right.
But I can send you wine. You can buy it directly. It'll get shipped to your house. And now if you want to buy some cute clothes, you can go directly to my website and then get it shipped to your house. And once the time comes and I open, then I'll have a little bit of inventory from there. But if not, I can send you to so it worked perfect. And that is celia.hellopink.com.
Excellent. You'll send me all those links. I'll put them all in the description below. The thing I love about you in all this is that you truly have that entrepreneurial branding mindset, right? Where you have the travel agency. So you found the wine to complement the travel agency. And then now you have the stuff to complement the travel where they can get the wine. So it really is just one giant funnel or flywheel, whatever you want to refer to it as a very simpatico set of businesses. When you left corporate, did you see yourself doing all these things, or has it had to literally just come to you piece by piece as the years have progressed?
Not to where I'm at now. I did know that I was going to stick with the travel agency. I knew that I was going to get the right clients, and that eventually I would have me a nice handful of clients that would hopefully return because of my customer service. But no, now that my vision's gotten a little bit bigger, I think it's gonna be great, and I'm really happy. And I got asked, well, where's your boutique, or where is it, or when is it going to be, or where's it going to be? I'm like, I don't know yet. I go, but if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, if you build it, they will come. And the beauty of that right now is that everything is virtual, which is obviously why we're doing it this way. Like, so whether you had it or not, people still have to go to a website. What have you found are some amazing marketing techniques to get a direct sales company out there, or an unknown company like a travel agency going? What marketing advice do you have for anybody who might be starting their own thing?
So I had to kind of get out of my comfort zone and just telling people what I did.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford a commercial or a radio spot. And then of course I couldn't probably afford the influx of, getting that many clients all at one time. So I knew that I wanted, because people will tell me, why don't you pay for the Google ads or do the Alexa thing where when they say travel agency. And the thing with me is that I'm not really looking to get 100 clients in one day. I'm trying to build one by one because I want to create the rapport. Right. I know that if I can build a rapport and retain my clients, then little by little, it'll be exactly where I need to be. And I know that's not going to happen overnight. So the best marketing for me has been Facebook, because it's kept me on the forefront of people, and my friends and family have referred me to other people. So Facebook, I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram page, but I really don't use the Instagram too much. I have a LinkedIn page too. I forget to go on LinkedIn a lot of times, but I'm a lot better at Facebook. And, I saw where another travel agent forum that they're like, send your emails to your clients. And I'm like, well, I'm going to send emails for what more? Like, why? Like, does it make sense? So I went the old school route.
Look at you.
And I had signed up with a company right before this Corona started. And it's called Banner Season. And they do cards. You can send cards to clients. You can send little gifts. They do postcards. And it is a monthly membership. And then depending on the type of membership, then you pay a certain amount to get the postcards printed and shipped. I got the gold membership, which meant all the postcards, I can print 1,000 postcards and send them out. And I only pay for the postage. I don't pay for the card itself. Yeah. They're free. So I can send 2, I can make one and send 2 out, or I can make 100 and send them all out. And all I do is pay for the postage stamp for the. Yeah,
that goes back to before we were saying that, like, the personal touch of customer service for you is you can personalize that card and make it extremely special just for that client, as opposed to, sure, mass is easy, I'm sure, but you do have the ability to make it a little more personalized, for lack of a better.
I sent out a newsletter first, just letting people know. I was trying to be transparent, just letting them know that I'm sorry what happened.
Yeah.
I didn't focus on the virus. I focused on, let's be hopeful, don't be afraid, be kind to other people right now. Everybody's going through something. I was very transparent about how many vacations I had to cancel, and just asking them to be patient with me. And I got a really good response. I'm glad that I did that.
To watch your travel grow as well as other opportunities grow as well has been incredibly rewarding for me, because I love watching people sort of just, make things happen. And that's that's that entrepreneurial spirit. Just enamored and so proud of you. Not that you need my accolade, but proud of all the work that you do.
No, I accept it. Thank you.
Where are you dying to go that you have not been yet? What's on the top of your bucket list?
So I had a trip for starting in Venice, going down to Greece, a couple of the Greek Isles. And so that was so I've been paying for it since last year, little by little, but I think I'm going to have to cancel because it is in August. And right now they're saying travel ban might be extended to October. Internationally, might, I don't know really. So since it's too much in the air, I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull back on that one and rebook it as soon as I know it's a for sure that I can go. That one and Alaska. And I do have Alaska planned for September, and I'm going to go to Alaska. So those are on my bucket list.
An Alaskan cruise is very top of my bucket list. So anything else you want to share with us before we sign off here? I think we're going to wrap up.
Well, anybody that's watching, anybody that has dreams and plans to starting their own business, I'm just going to say, do it. Just do it. Do the research first. Find out what you need. Find out, the steps. Get into some good if you don't have a mentor, follow some of those mentors that are, online that, you can find their videos on YouTube, and just find a why in what you want to do, and just go for it. And pray about it.
Yeah.
Pray about it. I'm going to say that you'll, doors will open.
Celia, thank you so much for joining me today. I really, really appreciate it. And best of luck in everything that's next for you. Guys, thank you so much for joining me for another episode of The Side of Hustle. As always, the YouTube mantra: like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit me up in the comments below. Happy to communicate with you guys in any way, shape, or form. Drink that wine, travel as much as possible, buy those hats and luggage. Thanks for watching videos, guys. We'll see you next time.